on the road. And Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua is set to close the 8th Devolution Conference. He is said to have arrived at the venue, and we are now joined by our reporter Elvis Kosgei, who is pitching tent, has actually been pitching tent since the conference started. Good afternoon to you, Elvis. What do you have for us today? What are some of the issues that have been discussed today, being the last day of the Devolution Conference? Elvis.
Thank you very much. We are coming to you from Ngugi. Remember, this is the biennial devolution conference. Yes. Very much. We're coming to you from the county of Ngugi, where anytime from now we're expecting Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua who will be here to give his keynote address. Remember, on Wednesday, President William Samoei Ruto officially opened this function at the Eldoret Sports Club, and yesterday we saw former Premier Raila Odinga who also gave his keynote address. And of great concern, I've been speaking to stakeholders since the morning, and the issue to do with devolution. What are some of the takeaways home? Remember, this comes amidst the advent where the former Prime Minister yesterday exuded confidence about the devolution, even though we saw politics also took center stage at that particular forum. Joining us, we expect Honorable Rigathi Gachagua anytime from now. As KIPPRA, what do you expect?
Thank you very much for the opportunity. For me, coming to this devolution conference, it was very, very critical because devolution is a major policy element that this government has, Kenya has achieved. Because with devolution, you are bringing development to the people. You are also giving people at the grassroots level the voices to voice their intentions as far as their development agenda is concerned. Therefore, as we celebrate the 10 years of devolution, we should also not forget that whenever we talk about growth of this economy, the kitchen where the national cake is actually baked is actually at the county level, and therefore providing an environment that would support especially the private sector development becomes very, very crucial, including the micro and small enterprises, because with the private sector development, what you do is to kill two birds with one stone. One is that you bring development, you bring employment, you create jobs for the majority, the youth, but at the same time, you create the capacity for the counties actually to generate their own revenue. Mm-hmm. So developing the private sector becomes therefore a critical issue. And we have seen quite a lot of initiatives that the government has made. And we had the previous day when His Excellency the President was here, trying to talk about the initiatives that the government is trying to do, not only to develop at the national level, but also at the county level. And one of the key things that affects the micro and small enterprises is actually markets. And he's promising to work closely with the county governments to create more than 400 to 500 marketplaces, because with such places, then it makes it very easy to enhance the distributional function of an economy. Okay. Yes.
What are some of the policy intervention with regard with micro and small enterprises?
Of course, one of the key things that this government has achieved with micro and small enterprises is creating a state department. For a long time, the activities, the policy coordination of the micro and small enterprise has been scattered. So by having a state department that is focusing on micro and small enterprises, it means that we are able to coordinate activities, to coordinate implementation of policies, to coordinate the activities both at the national and the county level to ensure that the micro enterprises, which are the bedrock for this economy, are actually getting the attention that is required. And of course, we can't forget one of the key things that has happened with this new government, and that is the Financial Inclusion Fund, or what we call the Hustler Funds, because a key element in making the survival rate of micro enterprises is actually to ensure that we can have affordable and accessible finance, so that we can grow them, we can nurture them, and we can make them develop to small and macro level.
As KIPPRA, what support have you offered to counties in terms of policy formulation?
Yes, as an institution, we have a major key mandate defined in our Act, and that is to build institutional and human capacities, both at national and the county level. And during this time, when the third generation of CIDP is being developed, we have worked closely with various counties, one, to review the CIDP, two, so that they are able to see the issues that they need to to identify the gaps, which they will be able to actually prioritize in the third CIDP generation. As we know, CIDP is similar to what we call the medium-term plan for the national government, and we know that medium-term plans really implement the Vision 2030. So by supporting and ensuring that the CIDPs are focused on the National Development Agenda, it means that you are at the same time facilitating the implementation of our Vision 2030. And we have done that not only with capacity building, but also sitting down with the counties, trying to take them through to understand the process of coming up with sharp, objective policies. We have also shared with them results that we have gotten from our research work. For example, we've been able to disseminate work that we have done on a public affairs index, and it gives actually the new county governments a kind of a baseline to say this is where you are beginning, and we can therefore keep on monitoring them and to see exactly whether the policies they are implementing are actually achieving development for the people at the county level.